Again, with JT Barrett being the returning starter, being the veteran that he is, I think they figure out a way to get it done. That leads to the Big Ten championship game where they'll get it done versus whoever wins the West. And, yeah, give me Clemson, TCU, Alabama, and Ohio State. Those will be my final four. I won't be surprised if Oklahoma gets in. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Notre Dame, I really wanted to go with y'all, but I look at the schedule. I look at little things like this. I'm a big believer in Brian Kelly, and I hope I'm not wrong, and Notre Dame doesn't, and they make it, and I'm like, damn it, I should have picked them. All right, when we get back, I got you. Last segment, we got our Year of the Cubs stuff. We got our random stuff. We've got our OG quote of the week. Again, Muhammad Ali OG quote of the week from James Baldwin. I may sneak in one from Dude Over My Right Shoulder in the Abbey, Fonte Coleman, and you may even get one for myself. But let's go ahead and get up a little bit and dance. This is the soul. Let's get to some more soul music. You are listening to the Marcus Harper Podcast. I am your humble host, Marcus Harper. Life is good.
Sometimes I like slim, sometimes I like thick, sometimes I combine and I like them slick. Them slick probably went over your head. Couldn't lay up, I just went over for head. Made her change of plans when she bent over the bed, and now she on the balcony, pinned over the ledge. Been a few days, but I sent over some bread. It can get rough with tuition and rent over your head. Not to save hoes or rescue anybody, but a nigga know what stress do to the body. And I done seen you in the best shoes, but Zanatti shit be looking like fresh shoes on Bugattis. And I don't know who invented high heels, but I swear we all on one. And if you do know that man, girl, I be like, where you know I'm from? You so slick, so small, curvy, teeth all pearly, hair all curly. Was a tomboy, now you all girly. Never look tired, but you wake up all early. Hit the gym, keep it toned up. Progress pic, hole in your phone up. Aw shit, waist getting smaller. Niggas on Instagram like, damn, I need to call her.
That body perfect in my eyes. Yes. No matter what they say, everything looking just right. You got that blessing in disguise. Hey. Who would've known? Hey. 35.
Them slick girls get me every time. Them slick girls could get every time. Them slick girls get me every time. Them slick girls could
right. We are back. You are listening to the Marcus Harper Podcast. I am your humble host, Marcus Harper. That was fabulous. Off Soul Tape number 3, featuring Jeremy. Them slick. Yeah, definitely go check out them soul tapes. Like I said, I believe they're all free 99, so take advantage if you can. Again, you are listening to the Marcus Harper Podcast. I am your humble host, Marcus Harper. This is the last segment, the best segment on the show. Please pass the word for me on the show. Click the like if you are on Spreaker. Definitely click the like button. I would appreciate it. Pass the show for me. Word of mouth is what's going to make this thing grow. So anybody you pass the show to, I do appreciate it. If you want to hit me up, again, contact information to the show. Phone number is 404-806-1416. You can call me there. You want to email me? Email address is mailbagmarcus. Marcus is spelled M-A-R-C-U-S. It's mailbagmarcus@gmail.com. You can hit me up there. You can hit me on Twitter. That's the social media I'm on. @SplashBrother. All one word. Capital S on Splash. Capital B on Brother. It is case sensitive. I'm on SoundCloud. I'm on Spreaker. Shouts out to everyone out there. So definitely help me pass the show. Get this thing cracking for the football season. You know I got you covered come football season like no one else. So definitely pass the show for me. I got us for sure. All right. I didn't get a chance to get to the Falcons 5 minutes or 5 minutes on the city of Atlanta. And I will do that as promised. I will do that. But before we go there, I want to start with the Year of the Cubs. That's right. 2016 is the year of the Cubs. If you've been following the show, that is the one team we've been following in baseball all year long. And just to update you, entering the week, the Cubs are 12 games up in the loss column. That equals a 12-game lead in the NL Central over the Cardinals. At this point with the Cubs, looks like they're going to win the division. Means they'll have home field in the first round. They're probably going to finish with the best record in the National League, so they'll have home field throughout. The National League, the American League won the World Series, so American League will be the team to host the World Series. At this point with the Cubs, again, they're going to win the division. It's all about peaking at the right time. Around baseball, around the wild card looks, not going to spend a lot of time on there. I will say this, we're about 6 weeks left in the season. Now is not the time to get swept. Sweeps happen, but it seems like it costs more when it's this time of the year. And I'll remind you of this come September, but whatever your squad is doing, you don't want them to get swept. Whatever it is, do not get swept. In the American League, one thing, Mookie Betts for MVP. Absolutely. If Boston gets in, which it looks like they're going to make the playoffs this year, Mookie Betts for MVP for sure. Houston, they started out slow. We talked about that at the beginning of the year. We wondered, again, you can't win the division, but you sure can lose it, or you can lose the playoffs. And Houston doesn't look like they're going to get over that hump. They're going to have to be extremely hot over the last 6 weeks of baseball to get into the playoffs, wild card or otherwise. If they pull that off, Jose Altuve will probably get my vote for American League MVP, but I don't see it, so give me Mookie Betts. All right, let's get over to the Falcons and let me do this Atlanta 5 minutes on the home team. Y'all bear with me. I apologize. I wanted to get this in. Got to do 5 minutes on the home teams. If you do not know, the show is recorded here in Atlanta, the capital of the South. So I got to address the home teams every once in a while. I'm going to start with the Hawks. Nothing's going on, as we know. We're about 4-6 weeks away from camp starting. So, yeah, nothing going on with the Hawks. What I will say is Hawks fans, give this team, it's going to take them a good 20, 25 games to get in sync. I just have visions. I don't know if you're picturing this, but picture this for me, Atlanta Hawks fans. Dwight Howard shooting a lot of pick and pop jumpers. Dwight Howard with the face to the basket game. Those are the things I'm seeing right now. But we'll get to that later. Braves, we made a deal. We weren't going to talk Braves on this show until next year. That was pretty much the mandate from management. They're focused on next year and moving into the new stadium. So with that being said, as you watch this team, the Braves this year are on pace to finish with the worst record in baseball. I'm giving the entire team a pass this last 6 weeks. Yep, the last 6 weeks of the season, you get a pass for the year. Doesn't mean you don't have to go out there and play, but I'm not going to hold this against you. Fat Matt Kemp, the Braves traded for him. Yeah, LA fans, you would not recognize this dude. I don't recognize this dude out there in the outfield. Fat Matt Kemp, you get this 6 weeks reprieve. Again, everybody's talking about next year. Hopefully he'll be focused. He'll be hungry. Not hungry as far as eating, but hungry to produce out there on the baseball field. And he'll come in a lot more slim and in shape for next year. Braves called up hot prospect Dansby Swanson. He is the player they got in the trade from Arizona, the number 1 overall pick in the 2014 baseball draft. And with him, again, you get a pass for this 6 weeks, but hear me out with this, Braves fans. Got a number 1 pick. And when I think number 1 pick, shortstop overall, don't worry, I don't think A-Rod. I know A-Rod is special. But you at least think 5 tools, right? You're thinking that one of these tools, if he went number 1 overall, one of these tools he's going to do of the 5 tools. He should really have all 5. But at least one of these he's going to flourish at. So for the last 6 weeks, that's what I want to see with Dansby Swanson. The local kid, he is the future. He is, again, what the Braves are telling you the new Braves are going to look like. Welcome to 2017 with the Braves. And this is supposed to be a glimpse of that bright future. So I want to see him do one of the 5 tools. I either want to see him hit for average. I want to see him drive the ball and hit for power. I want to see him run. I want to see him catch it. And I mean catch it well. He's playing short. So he's got to catch it and have some range out there. Or I want to see a big arm. I want to see what the tools were that made Dansby Swanson the #1 overall pick coming out in the 2014 draft. Yes, I do realize, again, he's not Carlos Correa. He's not Manny Machado or anybody like that. But he was the #1 pick. He was a shortstop. I want to see something like that. I would love to see that. One thing I'll give you if you're into numbers, I'll give you a number you can watch for him. His base on balls. I want to see how he's seeing the ball at the plate. How many walks is he getting? Or is he just up there hacking? Again, I'm giving everybody 6 weeks this reprieve. Next year, I'm not being this kind. Come next spring, we will not be this kind. But over the last 6 weeks, that's what I want to see. And, how's he seeing the ball? How's he catching the ball out there in the field? And what we have to look forward to in 2017 as the team moves into the new stadium. Because, I live in Cobb County, and, part of my taxes are going to that stadium. Believe that, for sure. All right, so that's the Braves. That's the Hawks. All right, let's get over to these Falcons. Falcons fans, as we get ready for preseason game number 3. Again, this is the dress rehearsal. This is against Miami. Yes, you remember that preseason game last year against Miami. I don't know how this is going to work logistically. They're supposed to be playing in Miami, Orlando, whatever. I don't know how that's going to work, but here's what I want to see from this Falcons team, and this will lead into the season. One is the point of attack on the offensive line and the defensive line. And when I talk about the point of attack, I'm really talking about the interior. Center, guard, D tackles, nose tackle, whatever. I want to see how we handle the run game, the zone blocking scheme, and this is maybe a little bit too far advanced for people, but the zone blocking scheme I was worried about, with the new rules and about not being able to cut block and everything like that. We'll know more about that when the regular season comes, but so far so good. The running game has looked good, and I want to see how much time they're giving Matt Ryan. That's it. How we're blocking in the run and how much time we're giving to Matt Ryan. It's the preseason. I'm not going to kill anybody else, but I want to see that from that offensive line. And then from the defensive line, again, the point of attack, are you letting Miami run the ball? Are you letting them, have their way, chunk yardage in the run game? And then how this team gets after the pass rusher with just 4. It's well documented. Dan Quinn does not like to blitz a lot. He's very selective with his blitzes. So he believes in playing the zone coverage on the back end and getting after the quarterback with 4. That has been the talk ad nauseum for this team for the last 2+ years. So I want to see how this front 4 gets after it. As far as Dwight Freeney is concerned, and one other thing regarding that, when it comes to the Falcons, I expect when the season rolls around, I expect to see a lot more blitzes from this team than last year. I think Dan Quinn will not wait. If this team isn't getting after the quarterback with 4, and he noticed this is a problem, he will not wait. He will quickly adjust. And I think you're going to see, in general, more blitzes than you saw last year from this team. And if they're not getting after the quarterback, you may see all kind of house blitzes and different things like that. Dwight Freeney, as we know, he was brought in. This is all I could say regarding Dwight Freeney. Dwight Freeney is 36 years old. He does not have 16 games in the clip, period. He does not have 16 games in him. We're going to find out how many he has in him, but I wouldn't expect Dwight Freeney at 36 to go out there and dominate all 16 games. Just don't see that. So don't bother me about his production. What I would say regarding Dwight Freeney, what I love to see from him is if he doesn't hunt the quarterback until November or until after Thanksgiving, if he is hunting the quarterback then, that's all that matters to me. With him, again, he don't have 16 games in him, so you want to keep him fresh so he can go down the stretch run of this. If this team has something to play for down the stretch heading into November, December, after Thanksgiving, what have you, that's when you want him at his best. On the defensive side of the ball, I'd also like to see a turnover. I like to see this defense. I know they had their share of turnovers last year. But, again, if you're talking about making the playoffs,